Right, as I sit here in my car while it rains, it's been raining all afternoon. Snails have realized that they can have a larger territory to cover. Some might even be climbing on my tires. I've been here for quite a few hours, just given plenty of time to think. And I just started wondering, I wonder when the first car camper really emerged. I mean, the cars would have had to been developed, and the cars would have had to have been developed in a comfortable enough manner for people to sleep in them. So you'd need a roof and a nice comfortable seat. I like to think that probably when the recliner seats started getting added to cars, that people may have been more comfortable to sleep in their cars. I'm not sure though. Um, it's possible that the RVs, it's hard to say. There was a big movement for the Airstreams in the 50s, but before that, I'm just not sure. It's you either drove a car or you drove a truck. There really wasn't anything much in between. But I mean, I'm not sure. But I would think people would have been more enticed as the car seats, the styles got more comfortable for sleeping in. I mean, I'm pretty comfortable sleeping in this Ford Focus, but could I have done that in my '91 Ford Escort? Could I have slept in that? I'm not sure. I know I couldn't have done it in my Renault Alliance. It was so cramped. And then my Buick Skyhawk, that maybe I could have slept in. I wouldn't have been able to carry as much stuff though as I can in this Ford Focus. Um, but that was back when I didn't really have a mindset of car camping, and I've only owned four cars. I've only owned four cars in my life. I don't know if that only is a right word, is a good word. There's probably people that have owned less cars. Some people have never owned a car. In the big cities, for example, some people don't bother getting driver's licenses. But to sleep, who was that first person who just said, "That's it, I got to start sleeping in my car on a regular basis. I just got to move every last thing I own, and move it into my car, and I'll start sleeping in my car." Who was that person? Where were they? Could it have started in America? Could the Great Depression have started it? And I was thinking too, going back even further, what about carriages, horse-drawn carriages? You look in The Wizard of Oz, and there is that guy, who was the wizard, but he was, in the beginning, he was like some kind of traveling gypsy, traveling salesman or something, and it looked like he was probably living in his carriage. All right, it's his horse-drawn carriage. And I wondered, maybe people were sleeping in their carriages. Were they doing things like me though? Were they trying to find places that were safe enough to sleep overnight so they didn't get bothered by the cops, or worried about ordinances against car camping, or overnight parking? Were there overnight parking signs in the early days? Probably not so much, but who knows? I have to ask, like, how often people traveled while car camping too, because it seems like there's quite a few people who stick in one area. All right, I've been able to travel as freely as I want with the help of the internet, the Google Maps. But before that, I mean, how many road maps would I have to own to get around from, Washington to Idaho to Utah, Oregon, and all those other places. I mean, that would take a lot of road maps and a lot of paper written directions and all the such. But I mean, I've done that before the internet to try to get around. I work for UPS, and I would get pretty lost with my own written directions. So I wonder, maybe I'm taking car camping to a different level from when the first car camper came about. It's hard to say.